You what now?
Well, this is your normal opening. You're the one who always insists on us having a prim and proper opening with none of us faffing about.
What you talking about?
I see you caught the meme-itis this year.
Boy, you betcha... I can't do it. Hey everyone, welcome to the Starcast.
Bet your bottom dollar.
Yeah, thank you. I can't...
Why is it that I know the English memes better than you?
I can't do them on the fly. I have trouble enunciating and saying what's in my mind. That's my big problem. Anyway, yes, Shooting Starcast, episode 10.
Introduce yourself.
I am Rado.
I am Leo.
And with us are two Alaskans.
Hello.
Introduce yourselves, guys. This is what, your second time on the channel?
Or
on the podcast?
Yeah, second time on the Shooting Starcast, at least.
Yeah, this is Akari, and I totally blame my job for my lack of appearances.
It's all good.
And we can blame Muzi on her allergies.
Well, sinuses, really.
Either way.
just as bad.
Either way, welcome to the Shooting Starcast, where the news isn't made up and none of our points really matter.
True.
Nope.
What are we, the Nostalgia Critic?
No, more like Who's Line. More like an informative Who's Line.
An informative Who's Line. Okay, then who's calling mockery?
Gestures dramatically.
No idea.
Well, who's more bald?
That
might be Leo.
No, I don't.
Isn't your dad bald?
Yeah, but it's inherited through the maternal father.
Is your uncle bald?
My uncle isn't related to me by marriage, or is related to me by marriage. He's not blood uncle. My grandfather had a full set of hair. No one in my family is bald. To answer your question, my dad is the random one. But we're not going to pass that along, thankfully.
Now we need to figure out that legend. Who is, by the way, not here because he's still recovering from a cold and a funeral.
So,
he caught the plague.
And a family member passed away. He went to the proceeding, and everyone in his family proceeded to catch the plague.
Yeah, about 100 out of 200 people caught the plague.
That is unspeakable.
Yeah,
it's a Mexican funeral. There's going to be a lot of people there and a lot of sick.
Well, it's mainly because they have also a lot of little cousins who are probably the carriers for that. Anyway, let's go into everyone's week. Rado, how was your week, or since last time we saw you?
Okay, I guess. Drawing here and there, and now I'm suffering from a hand cramp. And no, not wanker's cramp. So
don't worry, I'm not
wrong hand, you.
No, he's looking at Leo.
I know, but I said, if he wasn't, I wasn't gonna make that joke either because I know how he feels when it comes.
Wait, so you don't do it right-handed?
No.
Okay then.
Weird tidbit about me then.
God damn it!
Like we said, weird Who's Line.
Anyway, other than that, I've been reading the Rising of the Shield Hero light novel, and I am now officially more ahead of it than Legend is, because he doesn't have the books. I do.
Well, I think he still has I think he's at least caught up.
He's read the entire web novel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Isn't the web novel, like, technically the true source?
It's the true source, but then there's the published light novel, which has stuff in it that wasn't in the web novel. That was added in after editing and publishing it and all that jazz.
Okay.
This is the web novel. The light novel's now the canon, technically.
Is that what we're going with?
That's what I'm going, at least.
Okay.
And then there's the manga, which kind of chops out a lot of shit.
Okay. Because I know that, but like for things that have multimedia, like this and Overlord, there's always a big fight about which one is canon. And I know that the anime fans hate the light book fans, and that the light novel fans hate the web series. The anime fans hate the manga fans. The manga fans hate the light novel series fans. So I understand.
And then there are the people who say, "Screw it, I like it all."
Yes.
There you go.
I'm kind of going with Legend's idea on it, in which every single iteration is their own canon.
Right.
So I'm like, knowing what happens in the book is nice, so I can figure out, so this is what's happening in between, like during these montages that they show.
It's not exactly like, it's like, it's a different interpretation. I was going to say, I was trying to make a comparison between Full Metal Alchemist and Brotherhood, but
Yeah.
that doesn't really work so well.
But, like, in episode 7 of the Shield Hero anime, they actually, like, for the first half of it, it was the Bioplant arc in Book 2.
Mm-hmm.
And the second half was the Hot Springs extra chapter at the end of the light novel.
Okay.
Yeah. So they kind of figured out a way to slice that in before going into the dragon in episode 8.
Okay.
So, other than that, I'm just kind of taking a break now, letting my hand rest and recuperate.
Any games?
I finished my New Game Plus iteration of Tales of Berseria, and that game still knows how to make me cry. We're Let's Playing it.
Fantastic.
When we can.
Mm-hmm.
Started a proud mode run of Kingdom Hearts 3, and I found out you can actually hack your save to do critical mode.
You psycho.
Yeah, you can.
Like,
Well, they're adding stuff anyway. So.
Yeah, critical mode is already sort of like in the background code of the game.
mm-hmm.
You just change one number in your save file, and it activates critical mode.
Huh.
And basically, critical mode is half health, half MP. You deal double damage, but you also take twice as much.
So the survival mode of Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. And I played critical mode on KH2, and that was a... Whew! That was fun.
The content was abundant.
Actually, it was fun. Critical mode on Kingdom Hearts 2 is fun. Don't do critical mode on any other game
Mm-hmm.
later on in the series.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. Akari.
How's your week?
Besides being drained near an inch of my life because of my work shifts, not really much has been going on recently. I mean, besides my current addiction, which Rado can say over and over again about it, that I have in the middle of my 5th playthrough on Leon 2, overall my 10th playthrough of Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Addict.
Because for the love of God, this game is just fucking awesome. And right now, as of recently, I stopped playing it to take a break from it to amp up myself for the release of Devil May Cry 5. So I'm playing Devil May Cry 4.
Excellent.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I just currently watched the Let's Play of DMC 3.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much you don't need to watch this for story-wise, for the context of 5. You probably need to watch 3 and 4. That's pretty much it.
I gotta admit, the plot is very light on the first Devil May Cry games.
Yeah.
It is.
I understand that it was basically like, what if we take the stuff we did for Resident Evil and let's make a fighting game out of it?
Which means there's a lot of combat, but not a lot of story.
Well, it's also...
Well, technically, it was supposed to be the original Resident Evil 4, but it leaned too much on the supernatural. They're like, you know what? Let's make this its own thing.
Right. So, which is something you don't see nowadays that often.
Yeah, it's like, if you don't like the way the thing is going, you just completely scrap it. And
well, or it becomes like its own DLC, like Silk Song was for Hollow Knight.
Well, Silk Song... Well, no.
It stayed within the same series.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess so. But continue, Akari.
Well, other than that, not really much has been going on. I'm just... besides work, yeah, my week's been not that interesting yet in the slightest.
All right.
All right, then.
Because it's been mostly work.
Okay. Muzi, how's your week?
It's been okay. Mostly housework.
All right.
Of course.
There's a lot to get done.
Okay. Any movies, games, cartoons?
Well, I went and saw Aquaman again.
How was it how was it seeing it the first time?
We got to see it like a week before it came out.
Yes.
So we had to keep our mouths shut for a whole week.
Well, it should be past that time now, yes?
Yeah. And then we saw How to Train Your Dragon 3 like 3 weeks early. So
Wow.
Good lord. I guess... Do you get these benefits because your dad works at the movie theater?
Well, the Aquaman one was an Amazon Prime thing.
Okay.
So you could buy your tickets on there. As long as your theater was having one. Ours was.
Luckily.
And my dad gets Amazon Prime through work. So he just went ahead and bought tickets with his card.
What was that, Curry?
What? I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought you said luckily and then something else.
That was like a while ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, Muzi was talking.
the How to Train Your Dragon one was a Fandango thing, so you could buy your ticket on there as long as your theater was having that.
Oh, so-
Obviously, both sold out.
right. So I guess you just got your connections well.
Yeah, I find out about these things.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But my boyfriend hadn't seen Aquaman yet, and it's still in the theater, so...
So you went with him for the second go around.
Yeah.
All right.
What's really freaky is Julie Andrews had a choice, right?
Okay.
Make a cameo in the new Mary Poppins, or voice a sea monster in Aquaman. Guess which she chose?
I'm guessing the sea monster in Aquaman.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, now.
Good lord.
You
Alright.
almost can't tell unless you know that it's her.
Interesting. I never would have even guessed.
I probably still won't see the movie.
Mm.
Well, and this week we get Captain Marvel.
Ooh, that's going to be fun.
I already have my ticket.
Good.
I've heard that movie.
I went on the Fandango app last night. It was like, click.
Only thing I've heard about Captain Marvel is that it's been review bombed on like Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bunch of insecure males who can't, fathom that a female superhero could be good.
Right.
So incels. Okay.
They've actually changed the policy on the site now. You can't make any comments about the movie until the movie releases.
Yeah.
Well, that'll bar it for at least a little while.
Well, they'll bar it from like official sites. There's still gonna be people who are gonna be probably releasing fake reviews about it on their own stuff, but it won't be hopefully as widely
But Rotten Tomatoes
publicized.
won't have to deal with that.
Yeah. So that's good.
And they
at least.
can't mess with the percentage because you can't touch that either
Mm-hmm.
until the movie is released.
Right, because I was thinking wasn't the Star Wars movies weren't their the reviews bad, but the overall viewer opinion really high.
Right. It was kind of mixed. Like they were even saying for Battle Angel Alita, it was having that situation.
I heard that
Oh,
movie. Oh, sorry, Akari.
I was gonna say, you talking about the thing where what the critics thought about Star Wars and what the fans actually thought about. Oh god, don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
Well, it was something similar with Battle Angel Alita, where it was getting sort of 5, 6 reviews from critics, but then it was scoring 8s and 9s with audiences.
Yeah. That's kind of why I've kind of eased off of reviewers and their opinions on stuff. I'm I'll just see it for myself if I'm interested.
Sure.
And I've heard Battle Angel Alita is pretty good, but the thing that's kind of irking me is just the style.
Yeah, I can agree with you on that. And then I talked with one of my friends who had seen the movie as well, and he said that the pacing is a bit janky. They have to sort of because it's sort of a school arc, and there's a sports arc, and they kind of have to rush between the two of them, and it ends up making one character looking really bad.
Yeah, because didn't they blow through the manga pretty much for the storyline?
Well, they went through most of it, so that way they could have some kind of an ending.
Okay, and we're going off tangent. Anything else going on, Muzi?
Well, I finished Kingdom Hearts 3, obviously.
And
I took longer than you wanted.
Yeah. Since I'm still going to expose Leo and Legend to the rest of the Kingdom Hearts series, just give your general consensus on the game. Don't go into any spoilers yet.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I had a minor irk that sometimes it took forever to get to a save spot, but,
I've never had that.
So if you're trying to play it right before bed, and you, really need to get to a save spot so you can go to bed...
Yeah. Save spots.
That's a legitimate irk.
Well, it's because one Disney World in Kingdom Hearts 3 is about the size of 3 or 4 Disney Worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Also, they just blew it up.
Oh, yeah. So
Yeah, they could have added, like, maybe one or two more save points in some of the worlds just so people had a chance to save without, like, going way back.
Okay.
maybe they'll do that for the Final Mix DLC that Nomura is working on.
Or they
Yeah,
update
I'm
it.
hoping. Because I'm not the only one who said that. I looked it up online, and there's some people who are like, yeah, I really love the game. However, I have one minor irk.
They probably could patch that in.
Well, Critical Mode's going to be like a free DLC.
Right. So I mean, we'll see how they end up turning it out.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, they're essentially creating the final mix for the game without people having to buy it.
Which is good.
Again.
Yeah, because, well, that's what Square used to do. The game would come out, then a year later in Japan, the Final Mix version would come out, because that was the time before DLC.
Yes. Well, because they didn't have DLC potential for the PS2s.
Right.
And then about a year later, we'd be able to buy the final mix.
Right.
Yeah, so 2 years later, we get the Final Mix version with everything.
Right.
And at that point, Haley Joel Osment's voice would have cracked. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Played a little bit of Resident Evil, but then I forgot where I was, so I might have to start over.
All right.
All right.
I can help you out if you want.
And then, what they need for that game is a co-op. They really do.
I think that would kind of
would
reduce
be
the scary factor.
There you
Not
go.
really.
Yeah, actually, it would. It actually does reduce
No,
the scare factor.
they could literally like change a bit so that way everything is more intense if you add the co-op.
So the Dark Souls of Resident Evil?
No, it's the Resident
There
Evil
you
5
go.
situation all over again.
Hmm.
Which had
Except for this time you won't have like a shitty item carrier.
exactly, that would be the difference.
Yeah.
So that it with your week, Muzi?
Been playing a bunch of Tales of Vesperia and started up another file in Horizon Zero Dawn because this is an addictive game and you just keep coming back to games like that.
So if you're not playing one thing, it's another thing.
Well, hell, that game is still selling copies. It's hit 10 million copies since it came out.
All
Alright, so last person on the list, Leo, how's your week been?
It's been a pretty good week. It's been a pretty good week altogether. I've went ahead and I fully watched the Skullface Bookseller Honda-san series, which is pretty good. I'm gonna have to compare it with Agretsuko, but I think that it definitely has its unique little charm, especially since it's a little bit more autobiographical than Agretsuko is.
Yeah.
So I think it definitely has a nice little niche there. Hopefully they get a season 2.
They might.
I've been playing West of Loathing, which is the sleeper RPG comedy RPG about cowboys when in the post-apocalypse where the cows came home.
Okay.
Which is an invasion of demonic cows.
Como se va?
What?
Invasion of demonic cows, which prevents people from expanding west.
What?
It's exactly what I said. You get to choose from 3 basic RPG classes, Cow Puncher, Bean Summoner, and Snake Oiler, which is basically your warrior, your mage, and your rogue.
Yeah, I've got this game too. I watched Markiplier pay, and then it was on sale.
I regret watching the Markiplier Let's Play through completion, because that he goes over pretty much everything that majors happens except for maybe one side story. But it's still really good. It is that level of stupid comedy that could only happen if you've been at an RPG table before. To give you an example of this, the Spittoons.
The Spittoons?
Oh god, that gets nasty.
There are interactable Spittoons in the world.
Ugh.
And you can reach into them to go ahead and grab some really good gear.
But they get ranker and ranker.
Dude,
I've
The
got a
further you get
very
in the
weak
game.
gag reflex.
Okay. Sorry. I will stop. Go.
I'm good.
Okay, we'll stop there. I will move on.
Thank you.
There are interactable companions. There's goblins, undead skeletons. It goes really just off the walls. So it just is out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's all stick people.
And it's all stick people, which gives it a very unique charm.
This just makes me think of like like one freaking Flash game I remember playing when I was in high school.
I mean, there's a lot of them, but
I know.
But it does have that, but it's bigger. It's much more wider. I am not going to try the hard mode for that.
Ugh.
Because Markiplier tried it,
God,
and
no.
let me tell you, the combat will go ahead and smack you up and down the street.
Yeesh. Alrighty, so anything else?
Anything else? Dark Souls 2 is doing their return to
Lothric.
not Lothric, that's 3.
Drangleic.
Drangleic. They're doing their return to Drangleic event, so I'm trying to grind up and play into that with the Sorcerer character. Went back and tried a little bit of Crash Bandicoot. I've been having a weird bug where the moment I try to clear one of the early game levels, it crashes on me.
Ooh.
And apparently it was supposed to be patched out, but I don't know what's going on in my game.
You might want to look like at the store and see if there's an update.
Yeah, there was an update. I just put the latest patch in before I tried it, so I don't know what's going on. But I'm going to go ahead and either do another Crash Bandicoot playthrough or another Spyro playthrough, because I've been nostalgic since the announcement of Crash Team Racing. Alright. I think that pretty much covers my week for right now.
Alrighty, so it's time to go ahead and take a look at the news.
Alright. Let's start off with probably the most significant news of the video gaming world, with the step down of Reggie Fils-Aimé.
And the step up of Bowser. Yes, that's actually his name.
Doug Bowser.
They're finally handing over the keys of the kingdom to Bowser.
Yes, everyone has made the jokes already.
Yeah.
But there are two. I saw the Seattle Times cover this story.
Yeah.
And they said at the end, yes, his name is in fact the name of a Pokemon.
Hookala! Hooy. Wow, that's some strong energy right there. That's some powerful energy. Ay. And no, not Doug Trio.
So what do you guys make of this?
It's like, no! We've all gotten so used to Reggie and how he handles everything. And it's like, oh god, now what are we... now what are we in for?
It's going to be different?
Yeah.
What?
What do you think, Akari?
The good thing is that for a while now, he's been training with Reggie, though.
Mm-hmm. He was VP, so the promotion does make sense.
Yeah, I think he was actually in the same position Reggie was before he was upgraded. I'm sorry.
Akari?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna bring this thing down a little bit because I actually did tear out watching his goodbye video. I'm like, I just don't know what to say right now because just the thought of it, of a man who's brought so much joy and smiles to a lot of people who are Nintendo fans, just think that we're probably not gonna see him that much anymore.
I mean, it's the end of an era.
Well, the best part is that he released the thing about him retiring.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't just, slap the entire fandom with, oh, by the way, I'm gone. He literally came out and went, I'm leaving. This is why. It's been great, I
mean, he knows that he has a following. He knows that part of his charm is
he knows that he was important to Nintendo.
And the fans.
Because you figure we lost one of the greats, and he was able to fill a little bit of the shoes. Mm-hmm. So we had somebody who could represent Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll have to see until E3 to see if... Doug has some very big shoes to fill in, so we'll see how he does come E3.
He knows that.
Yeah. Although, did you see
what I like, though, is...
go ahead, Mosey.
Is all the memes that people have put out.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks they're hilarious.
That's good.
Also in the...
Because he's just embracing everything.
Yeah. Also in the image where he says, thank you for welcoming me, there's a Mario and Luigi tied up with a GameCube controller in his office.
I'm pretty sure he had that from when he officially came in. I think it's been there since then.
Probably did.
Well, regardless, it's
But he made sure the camera focused on it. That's what's so hilarious.
Of course,
Yeah.
of course. I think he definitely has the right idea in terms of how to keep the same spirit that Reggie had.
yeah, and I've seen some of the pictures that Reggie showed about Doug, and yeah, he looks like he's got like some of the same personality that Reggie does, or at least he knows what he's doing as being Nintendo's American president.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I believe they said he trained with Reggie like between 4 to 5 years. Like he's literally been following him around and
Yeah.
learning the job. So
What does kind of make me a little cautious is apparently Doug used to work for EA.
well, I mean, I don't.
he wasn't smart enough to bail.
Yeah, I mean, exactly right.
All right, fair point. Fair point.
Let's pour one out to Reggie and give Doug the best.
All right, cheers.
All right.
I had to splash water on myself.
Oof, careful. All right, we have an update. We have an official name for the Yakuza spin-off, which is now being called Judgment.
Oh, you mean that one cop one?
Yes, well, it's not cop. He's actually a lawyer.
Really?
So this is a Yakuza spin-off which features the attorney Yagami, who is investigating the mafia in his region.
Okay.
And so
Yeah, he quits being an attorney and then becomes a private investigator. So that should be interesting.
having worked in a city office, I can tell you that there are attorneys who actually do become private investigators, and that is a crossover job for them who have the law enforcement experience and the legal experience.
I wonder if my uncle was ever a private investigator.
Yeah, that would be something to find out. But it shows off, again, the combat is still going to be the same combat with Yakuza that you've seen, with the same nonsense Japanese humor and the same nonsense minigames.
Yep.
In which case, petting cats.
But it's got an interesting twist, though.
What?
There's cats hidden everywhere.
Yes,
Excuse me?
in all the Yakuza games, there's always been a bizarre mini game that just like stands out from the cognitive dissonance. In 4, it was the hostess parlor. In 5, I think it was a street game. You had like a kid street game, basically.
Okay.
In Kiwami, you were playing, or no, Yakuza 0, you were playing retail. You were playing Kamurocho retailer.
Okay.
And in this one, it's finding all the cats.
You must pet all the kitties.
Exactly.
Well, something for Muzi and Akari to do.
You have to turn into the crazy cat investigator.
Yes.
This isn't really like my kind of game, though, to be honest.
It's very Japanese.
I haven't actually played any of them.
But it's
never
very
played any of them
Japanese,
either.
and that's what I would say is like the sort of barrier to entry into this game. Disregarding that, though, it's a very nice beat 'em up brawler with a very, very opulent story.
Mm-hmm. And apparently the engine for like combat is so good that they used it to make that Fists of the North Star game.
Yes, they went to that Sega studio so they could use that particular engine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So we still don't know when Judgment's coming out stateside. Hopefully early 2020.
All right. Speaking of games coming out, Darkest Dungeon 2 it's getting a sequel?
Yes.
Aren't we still due some DLC?
That DLC already came out.
Fuck.
Yes. So to catch Rado up, there was released a couple of months ago the Colors of Madness DLC, which included basically an endless run mode, where you could basically face wave after wave to challenge yourself. Darkest Dungeon 2 was announced a little bit after, I think, the Nintendo Direct.
Okay.
Which also promises a new campaign with a close-up of a snowy mountain.
Oh, we're going to a frosty area for this.
Mountains of Madness. So, no word on classes or specific changes to the system. It has just been announced, and we'll see from there
I've never
how it
actually played the original, so...
Neither have I.
Both of you guys should pick it up the next time it comes on sale. It's a very interesting experience, to say the least.
It's basically... How do I put this? It's basically...
It's a dungeon crawling RPG with survival horror elements.
Pretty much. It's basically reading through H.P. Lovecraft.
The RPG.
And your characters are either going to go mad and die.
Go mad.
Or
just die.
Or just die. It's not... They're going to die. You've got to accept this.
Well,
It
that's how...
just depends on how far you get before they die.
Right. And that's how it starts, but eventually there are people who have one of the achievements in the game is to get the first 2 starting characters to the final level.
Oh, wow.
Which you can do, you have to know and you have to plan around it.
Ah.
So it can be done. It just takes a lot of skill.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of ways you can move. There's positionings for characters where certain moves only affect certain positions and stuff like that. It's very in depth.
I think if there's something that they should have done with the first one a bit better,
is
a more thorough tutorial.
Oh yeah, because the introduction taught me jack shit.
It basically taught you how the basics are, and then it leaves everything else open to you.
Basically, after that, look through the Wikipedia.
It's Dark Souls in that sense, in that it doesn't tell you how it's a low barrier. It's a low basic entry. Everything is said. This is how it works. Actually doing it requires a lot of practice.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the game itself looks bloody disgusting.
It is a very well. It's not like gory. It isn't like it's more of like a stylized. Lots of shadows, lots of gray, and they do play it up, but it's all like storybook animated.
There are spiders, Akari. There are spiders, but you can smoosh them.
He's like, oh hell no!
Oh, trust me. Even
You
regular
can't see
players,
me, but I'm giving the double bird.
even regular players know the horrors of the
He's just
spider.
like, hell
Yeah.
no!
Double finger defense.
Remind me, are there spider-like characters in the Crimson Court, or just mosquitoes?
Yes, it's spiders, mosquitoes, bugs, etc.
Yeah, the Crimson Court DLC.
Okay, I'm passing on this game then.
Yeah, it's this game, but
I'm passing on this game.
I don't know if there's actually a mod to change the shape of it. I know there's a mod for Skyrim, the agoraphobia mod, which basically turns all the spiders into bears.
Okay. So in like that one dungeon, instead of a giant spider, it's a giant bear.
Yes, but I think it's like it just replaces the model. I don't think it actually replaces the stats.
Ah.
So you still have like experience. Legend is the one who saw that mod, so he would be the one to know. We should ask him afterwards.
Yeah.
We have some independent news on the block.
It's not so much independent as, oh dear God, why in heaven, hell, and everything in between is this existing?
Why in the hell would they do this to us?
No. To quote Angry Joe, no.
Bad game developers.
Why?
Bad. No biscuit.
Why?
Slapping him on the wrist.
Why bring back this joke of a series?
Because it's a joke. It's a meme. A dead, dirty...
Because people are dumb enough to give them money.
So, yeah, Bubsy, Paws on Fire, is having a Kickstarter campaign.
Can the rest of them be on fire too?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's supposed to be like a running, like an auto runner.
Yeah.
So think your Bit Trip runner, think your Temple Run, and it's basically supposed to play through that.
So it's a reskin of a better game.
Kind of.
With a shit character as the main character.
Right. Now, they are on Kickstarter asking for money. They are asking, I think, for $25,000. As of at the time of recording, they have only made $16,000 and only 4 days to go.
And that's how much percentage?
About 65%.
65% with 4 days remaining. They ain't making it. Unless some fucking shit-heel meme lords...
You want a successful kickstart? 6 years running, the Rift Tracks Live kickstarts.
Yeah, go give money to them.
It had
give money to them.
32 days when it started. They were fully funded in a day and a half.
Damn.
And they were trying to get $250,000. They were 106% funded in a day and a half.
Yes.
So it is
Like, as of right now, they're at $336,000
wow, that's impressive.
Damn.
with 21 days to go.
Yep.
Awesome.
Okay.
So in short, don't donate to Bubsy, donate to Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies,
We have a triple header for you guys.
first off,
Yes.
Shaft.
And I never thought
I can hear the 70s music playing in my head.
And I never thought you of all people would be the one interested in Shaft.
It's
classic.
No, Rado just realized the double entendre I just made.
I know.
I know.
Remind me to
God damn
strangle you later.
Sure, I'll be sure to bring the
No. Don't make me get the newspaper and bash you over the head.
Okay. But yes, so
No, that's what the pillow's for.
yes.
Pillows nowhere nearby.
So they are going to
Damn
be
it.
doing a third Shaft movie featuring the original Michael Woodward. Richard Woodward.
Richard Woodward. And then 2000 Samuel L. Jackson.
And handling the third mantle for the newest generation is Jesse T. Usher.
Usher's kid.
Yes.
First off, Usher had a kid.
Yes.
Second of all, really, we're having him play it?
Yes. Would you prefer Will Smith's son?
Ugh.
No.
Dude
no.
can't act.
There you go. So, like, to be fair, the joke is kind of that the third Shaft is supposed to be the, quote, millennial Shaft. So he's being taught the tools of the trade by his father and grandfather.
Yeah.
This ought to be entertaining.
Or a grand uncle, I think the actual relation between Samuel Jackson and the first one. It's not clear whether it's father or uncle. There may have been a retcon I missed.
Yeah.
But either way,
It'll be interesting.
Either way, it looks like a good, just entertaining film.
Yep. So,
Any other thoughts, you guys?
I do remember watching the original movie, and I thought it was badass. The Samuel L. Jackson one 2000 was not bad. I just want to see, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope this was actually fun. That's
Yeah.
all I care for. It's fun.
well, what I saw
I've
from the
never
actual
really watched any of it, so.
what I saw from
Well, you
the
missed out.
trailer seemed to be relatively good.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing Count Jacula's reaction to it, and he was like, "This is perfect."
I think it has a good mix of humor, action, and comedy to it that it will do well. I think with audiences.
Yeah, and but yeah, they are bringing back the blaxploitation movie.
Mm-hmm. Next, the bad. We have the good, and then we have the bad.
The bad.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Tommy.
Well, hi, March.
Well, it is March.
Which is what.
Well, looks like the room director Tommy Wiseau is back with another movie. This
Which is
time
when-
involving giant sharks.
No, it is Big Shark.
Big Shark, which is his.
That's
I'm not
the
gonna
name.
lie, really. Before we get to it, I'm not gonna lie. I love Tommy Wiseau. I mean, he's such a character. I mean, yeah, The Room's one of my favorite movies because for all the wrong reasons. But I want to see what this is going to be like.
It's his
looks
take on Sharknado,
hilarious.
but pretty much.
It's one of those movies that you know it's probably going to be horrible going in, but you don't care.
Mm-hmm.
No, because it's Tommy Wiseau.
Well, here's hoping that he can. You know, I'd say he caught lightning in a bottle with the room, but it's more like he caught shit in a bottle and managed to sell it.
No, he was running around playing with a giant metal lightning rod. It just so happened to strike him, and someone saw it.
Yeah, he was basically.
Oh God.
He was running around running around with a lightning rod in his hand, and the sign on the other side saying, "Smite me, Zeus."
There you go. So the site gives a brief synopsis of Big Shark,
Oh dear God.
which is Patrick, who is being played by Tommy Wiseau,
Oh God.
introducing two of his characters to have a group date at a restaurant, upon which slapstick happens, and they end up being attacked by a badly animated shark.
Oh God.
Of course.
I am reading directly from the site translation.
I'm getting Ghost Shark vibes from this.
Sidebar, what the heck nationality is Tommy Wiseau? I cannot tell for the life of me.
That's a good question. I know he's European.
I think they said he's European. I think he said in an interview he's actually European.
Far Eastern European from the looks of it.
Well, he was born in Europe, but he was raised in New Orleans.
Yeah, he doesn't actually he doesn't actually specify. Although the closest thing is that he claims to have been French.
Okay.
I don't know. I need to rewatch the not The Room, but the other movie that the Disaster Artist.
Yeah, I do know that I'm getting this information off of Wikipedia, but that's the closest source that we have on the matter.
If Tommy Wiseau's French, then I'm 90s Heidi Klum.
But still, I can't wait to see an actual high definition teaser of this movie because, like I said, the man is just an accidental genius. What can we say?
Yeah, accidental genius.
Idiot Savant doesn't begin to cover what the man is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we've seen the good, we've seen the bad. Now for the ugly.
No, more like the blue.
Damn it!
The blue. Will Smith as the genie announced at the Grammys with full full display of his blue nipples.
Okay, the thing is with this, we all seen the magazine where he's not blue, and people were bitching about that, and now we see him in blue, and now our people are bitching again. It's like, people, make up your damn minds.
My only problem is that with the technology we have today, they could have done the effect better.
Yeah, they could have.
Basically, all of Will Smith is just completely CGI when he's blue, to the point where I could actually see his face sliding a little bit on the model.
Yeah, they could have done the CGI a bit better.
To be fair,
or done it part real, part CGI.
I think
we have the technology for that.
I think the reason that they chose to sort of have that, and I don't know, but my presumption is that based on what I know about the genie and him being like windy and wispy in his original concept, that could be part of the design to show that he is incorporeal.
Maybe, but my overall opinion is, why is Disney remaking its movies like this? Is it that creatively bankrupt? That's my big issue. No one's liking these remakes for the most part.
Well, I'm liking some of them. As long as they handle it right.
Same here. Either some I like, some I'm indifferent, some I'm like kind of about. But like I said, with this one, and of course the upcoming Lion King, I am not judging until I see it for art myself.
Just the Lion King trailer itself made me go a little And
the thing is with this, if I had to change one thing with the genie, this is my opinion. I think either they were sure if Muzi said this or someone else said about have like the look he had in the magazine, but when he's like flying, have the wisp. Have something like that. Something not totally
That would require insight, though.
Yeah,
pretty much.
And sometimes Disney doesn't have that. Anyway, with that out of the way, we can talk about something that's well overdue for us to be discussing.
The Nintendo Direct.
We're about a week and a half late on this.
Better late than never.
So let's just kind of power through this so we can talk about the thing that came out just recently.
Sure, we can try.
All right.
First was the announcement of Mario Maker 2.
Which
Yay!
looks interesting.
Yes!
Maybe I'll pick it up, maybe not. Maybe I can do a video where I submit you two to like
some of the harder levels.
I got that bad boy pre-ordered already, okay?
Okay. One of the things...
And the thing is with this...
I'm sorry, Akari?
I was going to say, the thing is with the reveal of the sequel, I'm not really surprised because of how good the first one was on the Wii U. That's probably like the Wii U console sellers was that alone. And originally, I thought, when I first watched it, I thought it was a port. I'm like, wait a minute, this is not what I think it is it? I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm anxious to pick this one up.
I think the inclusion of the new objects you can put in, as well as some of the more customizable designs. I think that people who like Mario Maker are going to go to Mario Maker 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And the other thing of note
there's
is
already plannings of tournaments and stuff.
yeah. One of the things of note I should mention, and this is from Legend specifically, was that Ross Donovan,
Ross
Donovan, the famous the Game Grumps fella. Aaron told him that if there was a Mario Maker 2 that was announced, he would give him a full month paid salary to just do nothing but make Mario Maker in their office. Because of how notorious.
And he was sure to put it online so that we no.
Yeah,
because apparently he's infamous for making Kaizo levels.
It is some bullshit Kaizo levels. So the fandom will rejoice as their meme lord will return.
Yes.
We have a Smash Ultimate update
that's happening in April, version 3.0, and they teased the model for Joker. That's pretty much it, as well as the new figures are now on their way.
So,
yep.
Nothing hard, but they are definitely saying it's in progress.
Yeah. And
looking forward to using him.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Captain Toad Treasure Tracker Switch with a free update and DLC.
No, thank you.
We have Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is coming out summer 2019.
Yes!
Thank you for peeking the mic.
Which is going to be fantastic when it comes out finally.
Well, I'm sorry, Rado, because I backstarted this game. I backed this game years ago.
Yeah.
On Kickstarter, and I have been waiting for God knows how long for this game to come out.
Did you play the prequel mini game that they brought out?
On my PS4.
Yep. Okay.
And it's really good. It's basically like a throwback to probably like Castlevania 3, and with the branching paths and the characters you can choose. And honestly, it's much fun. I might get back to playing it prior to its release, but yeah, Bloodstained is a game I've been waiting for 4 years. And I played the demo on the PC, and it plays fantastic. I am looking forward to bringing back this Metroidvania style of gameplay.
I've never played a Castlevania game in my life, to be honest.
I have some stuff to loan you then, because in terms of like the two big platformers, the DuckTales DuckTales Mega Man model that Shovel Knight was based off is good.
Yeah.
The Metroidvania model that Bloodstained is based off of is also on that level.
Really?
So this is something I would highly recommend you check out, and I can loan you some places to start.
Okay, well, I think the reason why I haven't touched Castlevania is because when I finally got familiar with it, Konami started being a dick.
Right,
and I didn't want to give any of them money.
Right, but most of the stuff, like, I think it's like, what would you say, Akari? 1, 2, 3, X, maybe some of the...
like what titles to recommend for someone like Rado?
Yeah, I mean,
depends on what. Okay,
don't give me any of the NES titles because I'll just suck at them.
Well,
are you more into the simplistic side-scrolling, just get to the end kind of game, or are you more into an open type world where you can level up and grind for items? What depends on your style.
Well, the thing is, I've never actually played Metroidvania style games a lot. The only one I've actually played is Hollow Knight, and it's kicking my ass.
Okay, if you want to go for the simplistic, like classic Castlevania games, I probably would recommend Super Castlevania 4.
Yeah, that one is more level structured and is more like an arcade game that has platforming elements.
Isn't that like a remake of like 1?
No.
Yeah, it's basically it's more of a polished remake of 1. It's got different level designs. The best part of it, obviously, unlike the other games that followed, you can control the whip in multiple directions, even using it to block attacks and projectiles. So,
okay.
And also, moving on from that, if you want to try a Metroidvania game, I would probably recommend Symphony of the Night because of how it is. Honestly, the other ones that came after it are good, like Portrait of Ruin and Dawn of Sorrow and Aria.
Yeah.
Aren't those all DS
But those are
titles?
good and they're all right. But I don't think any of them came close to how original and how massive Symphony of the Night was.
Right, and I agree with you wholeheartedly, Akari, but Rado does not have any of our experience.
Yeah, literally, the first time I heard about Castlevania was when I saw some AVGN videos, and that was late into his time, like late into when he was making stuff. Like, I'm talking about, I didn't start watching AVGN until I was like mid to late teens. And then I learned about Castlevania. I didn't hear anything about those games growing up. And I even went to a friend's house up in Idaho, and they had the NES, the SNES. They had all sorts of games, and they didn't have Castlevania. The only thing I remember playing there is Super Mario RPG and Mega Man X.
Mm-hmm.
So my knowledge of pre-64 games limited until very recently.
You poor man.
Blame my parents for not getting me one, but then again, I was probably too young for those.
Well, again, we'll go over some. I'll show you some stuff later, and we'll hopefully see if there's a soft ground for you.
Right. We should probably move on. Dragon Quest XI is getting a definitive edition on the Switch.
Dragon Quest XI S.
Well, I'm assuming the S is for Switch.
Yeah, probably. Among some of the... I'm sorry, Muzi?
Did you say something?
I didn't say no.
Okay,
you're
My bad.
just flashing on the Discord.
Okay. It boasts 2D battle overworld like the old school Dragon Quest games.
Yeah, so you can switch between 16-bit and the full 3D models.
Japanese and English audio. A revamped soundtrack, so you're not listening to the same MIDI clip every battle.
Yeah, because I think Square Enix decided to hoist the Holocaust denier by his balls, pretty much saying, "You make some goddamn music for this game."
A little harsh.
Well, that because the thing that kind of fucked me up is finding out that the guy who does the music for all the Dragon Quest games is an actual Holocaust denier.
Well, that doesn't do well.
Yeah, that puts a bad taste in my mouth.
All right. And there's also going to be guidance stories for the party members, so you're going to get to actually see some new story in this edition.
Which is kind of amazing, considering that the characters in Dragon Quest XI were already pretty damn fleshed out. Like, have you played it, Akari?
Dude, I still have never played a Dragon Quest game.
Play this one.
Okay, look. How about this, Akari? You play Dragon Quest 3 on your phone. I'll get Rado into Portrait of Ruin.
I don't know why I can't get myself into these, even if I'm being recommended. I just can't.
Why? I don't know. They were literally the grandfather of turn-based RPGs.
I don't know. It doesn't catch me.
It's not for everyone.
It could be the art style. I think that's the biggest.
No, it's not the art style. I love Akira Toriyama. I love his art. It's just, I don't know why it's not drawing me in as like other RPG.
Check out a Let's Player then. Just if you don't want to play it, check out a Let's Player, because some of the later ones have some really good stories to them.
Mm-hmm. That's always an option.
And because like Dragon Quest VIII has like one of the best stories in the series.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see what else we have here. We have Oninaki, the new Square Enix RPG.
Yeah. Step back a little bit, dude. Yeah, Oninaki. From what I could tell from this, it looks all right. You're traveling between the spirit world and the human world and stuff like that. Although, that's a pretty common trope in most Japanese games, huh? What do you guys think of this game?
I'm not quite sure what to think about it yet.
Same here. I just don't know.
All right. And then we got, I'm pretty sure Muzi will enjoy this one. Yoshi's Crafted World's coming out later this month.
Pre-ordered.
Already pre-ordered. Good.
Have you played the demo?
No, I keep meaning to. I have it downloaded. I just haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Akari.
No, I was gonna say I already know her and Yami already pre-orders. Knowing my girlfriend, we're not gonna be hearing her for about a month.
I've seen the demo, and it does look, it's another Yoshi's game, so it should do fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And now, the big one.
Fire Emblem Three Houses. It's coming out July 26th. I don't know what to... I've had time to sit on this. Mull it over.
To process.
And I'm okay with it, but I have some heavy, heavy reservations.
Yes.
Even with the whole basically making it Yu-Gi-Oh! GX pretty much the game.
Yeah, it is. It does have the high schooler format.
Yeah. But, because, you get to choose your gender, and you get to become the professor of a school that's in the middle of 3 different nations, and you're teaching those 3 different nations' future leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently some sort of magic shit goes down, and you have some sort of relation with a Manakete by the name of Sothis.
It definitely sounds like they're going for... they're again using some of the old tropes. If there's anything that should be paid attention to, aside from the... there's 2 things to note. The first is that as a teacher, you can actually individually raise each unit's weapon proficiency, as opposed to just doing it through combat.
Yeah, you basically give them tests.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because the way that it's always been is that you have your class, and that whatever class you have determines your growth. So doing it by hand is going to be a switch to the system that I'm not expecting.
Yeah, and I'm trying to look back through Discord for that one meme. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, just one of them all having to take an exam, and that they're all the same answer, but the teacher did that on purpose.
I would do that if I was a teacher, just because I'd be the manipulative little fuck bastard.
All right. Any comments on that, Muzi, Akari? Any thoughts?
Not really.
I definitely want to see more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we might get a little bit more before the game comes out. Odds are we won't. But I'm still going to pick the game up because I kind of need something to hold me over until the
Because
thing
it's
that
Fire
comes.
Emblem and you can't help it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's have something let's go over something that's already out right now. Tetris 99.
AKA Tetris Fortnite Edition.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Although
Better.
I've taken a look at it, and let me tell you, it works. It actually works out fairly well. It's like there used to be Facebook Tetris that I used to do quite a bit back in undergrad, and it worked very similarly, where you would do it against multiple people at a time.
Okay.
And this is just expanded to include 99 people.
Oh, I need to play this.
I have seen some of people who are pros at it, and just the way that they fend it off, it is absolutely incredible. Of course, if you are not used to playing Tetris, it's going to feel like a bear.
Yeah. It is. It's a Switch exclusive,
Free.
but in order to do it, you need the Switch's multiplayer service,
Which makes sense because you would not pay money for this.
Oh God, no.
Exactly. So I think that is the perfect balance of here, buy the online, and you immediately have something to play with it.
I think Nintendo realized they kind of fucked up with the online system a little bit. Like, people aren't happy about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to do everything and anything they can to just kind of make it better.
Right. I think so. But even then, like, for it's $15 for the year, right?
$20.
$20 for the year. That's still way... Muzi?
But... Did you say something?
That's still way better than any of them.
Right, exactly. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, and what am I trying to say? I guess it's best to serve as an incentive
Sure.
to get the subscription, or as like an add-on to say, hey, if you get this, you can play this for free and do multiplayer and stuff like that.
Right.
And people are saying, it's awesome, so why not give it a shot?
There you go.
Now they just need to make more games like that to kind of work with the online service, and I think they'll get some more people on it.
Yep. All right, we have Deltarune as announced for the Switch.
Yes!
Chapter 1 on Switch, which is making me wonder, will Nintendo help Toby Fox make Deltarune Chapters 2 and onwards?
Oh, that would be cool.
It would
It
be
would
very
not
cool.
surprise me.
One of the more interesting aspects of it is just the Deltarune trailer itself, it's very much like Toby and how he feels about spoilers and censorship.
Yeah.
So he's exerting his creative control over it, over what's being published in terms of the media. So I'm curious to see what kind of deal he and Nintendo go into, because Nintendo. Oh, there's a story I completely forgot to add on here, but I'll include it just right now. What's it called? The Scalebound. Scalebound was picked up by Nintendo.
That's a rumor.
It's a rumor? It hasn't been confirmed?
Not yet, but let's just get our fingers crossed that it has.
It's a rumor that Scalebound has been picked up because the copyright on it expired.
Okay. So it's a rumor, but it's still something that fits with their prior history given Platinum.
Yeah.
So it could be that that Nintendo might be offering Toby some kind of help. Maybe not Nintendo staff, but definitely giving him at least a platform to go ahead and talk about his new idea.
Yeah, and I'm going to jump on this really quickly, but there was a Famitsu article that talked about both Toby Fox and Yoko Taro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just talking about how they were both different on tour kind of things.
Oh, okay.
And that immediately made me think, these two masked madmen, what would happen if they made a game together?
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh, goodness.
What would we get from that? Can the universe comprehend it?
Some things man was not meant to see. All right. We have playable demo for Daemon Ex Machina, the spiritual successor to Armored Core from FromSoft.
Yeah.
I haven't got my chance to put my hands on it yet. Hopefully next time I will be able to give you guys a demo review.
We'll probably be doing a test run of that after the recording of this.
Okay. Platinum is back!
Speaking of Platinum.
Astral Chain announced for August 30th.
Which looks like a cross between Power Rangers SPD and JoJo. With a Platinum kick.
Robot Sans. Cybernetic stands. What more do you need?
Cybernetic stands and Henshin a go-go, baby.
Mm-hmm. Your thoughts, Akari?
Honestly, I think it looks interesting enough that I think what blew me was what got me was how the design of it, and like you said, pretty much the rest of you guys took the words out of my mouth, and anything that's over the top, just insanity, I will play.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you won't pick up Yakuza.
This is not my thing. The investigative stuff is not really my thing.
It's different levels of Japanese.
Different levels of Japanese. Okay.
If it's over the top sci-fi kind of thing, then I will.
Yeah, it's Japanese fantasy. It's not pure Japanese culture.
Yeah, there's different levels of Japanese for games.
Yeah.
Not to mention, I'm getting like a Blade Runner kind of vibe from this.
By the way, someone should make a chart of levels of Japanese for games.
I'm pretty sure it exists somewhere. We just need to find it. But they did mention that Bayonetta is hard at work. They didn't have anything to show, but it is in development still.
Yeah, so I'm expecting a 2020 release for this probably.
They could
Most likely.
They could do something at E3 and then say winter 2019.
They could.
So no word on what it is. Just keep your eyes out for it.
Although Astral Chain is coming out on the 30th of August.
That's true.
Yep.
So if anything, they probably wouldn't be done. Well,
depends on how many teams are working on it.
Yeah, that's a good question. It might be 2020. You're right.
Yeah, it's either going to be early 2020, or if they want to really polish it, it's going to be
it's going to be summer 2020.
Either summer, or they'll do like they did with Bayonetta 2, which is a Christmas kind of release.
Could be. We'll see how it comes as more news comes out.
Yeah.
And then lastly, their stinger for the Nintendo Direct, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening 2019.
Oh my god!
All right, so why don't we go down this way? Akari, give me your thoughts on this.
Okay, first of all, reaction to the trailer was like, I'm like, no freaking way. Until I saw the boat struck by lightning, and I'm like, they're remaking, in my opinion, the best handheld Zelda game ever.
I'd argue with that, but go on.
Okay, there's this reason why I love Link's Awakening so much. Because, for one, it's light, it's quirky, it's got a different setting besides Hyrule, it's got some really underappreciated characters, and not to mention, I love its music. And not to mention the concept of, instead of your typical, get the pendants, get the Master Sword, whatever trope, this time around, we're just collecting instruments that will wake up an ancient being to get you off the island. And of course, we all know the ending of the game, which tugs at your heartstrings.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, people have been complaining about the style of it, but honestly, I think it suits it.
Okay.
The little cutesy, cartoony style suits this game's universe.
All right. What about you, Muzi?
Pretty much they're just trying to, base it off like what you would find on a current handheld, like the style.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. Anything else you want to say about it, Muzi, before I go into my little rant?
Pretty much, I think they're just trying to give us something to kind of keep us busy while they work on more stuff.
Okay. Look, I'm fine with it being remade. I'm just not quite sure how I feel about the art style. It could just be my own sensibilities as an artist.
Probably.
And, it's faithful. There's a lot of faithful recreation of it. But something about the claymation-esque style, like a diorama model style, it's a little skewed for my taste.
You've been having trouble with some of the remakes. I know you didn't like the direction that the Mario and Luigi series took.
Oh God, no. I hate the art style in that one.
And I know that, and now we have this, so I definitely feel that you just have a different opinion in terms of the art direction.
Yeah.
So, my question is that going to be as much as to interfere with your enjoyment of the series?
Oh, I'm still going to get the goddamn game.
Okay.
I'm still going to get it because it's a Zelda game, for God's sakes. I grew up playing Link's Awakening on my Game Boy Advance. I played the DX version.
Okay.
I played that like crazy. That was my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get this game just to see how they've made any changes to it.
Okay.
I'm still going to be reserved about the art style, but who knows? Maybe it'll grow on me.
All right. I don't have too much on this. I never got Link's Awakening when it came out, and I never sort of got into more of the handhelds Zeldas. My experience has been more with the consoles for them. I do know that Legend and his sister are at least very happy about this.
Yeah.
So, I think we'll just have to wait and see. And after all, things can change in development. So we'll just have to give it some time.
Mm-hmm.
And now, last but not least,
something that was just announced a few days ago.
The Pokemon Day announcement of Generation 8.
Oh my god!
Strap in, folks. We're going to be here for a while. So, Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield.
I'm surprised you didn't say anything about it being wolf heads on each of the emblems.
Oh, I was gushing like this like crazy. The legendaries are probably going to be wolf themed, and if the sword one is basically a sword wolf, I'm capturing it and I'm nicknaming it Sif.
Not repeat?
One of the two.
But
Depends on how they look.
Depends on how kawaii they are.
oh god, I have so much to say.
Then say it.
For one thing, thank you, Game Freak, for choosing a region I wanted based on one of my favorite countries for such a long time. I'm not gonna lie, I've been wanting an England type region for the longest time, even since as far as I can remember.
Yeah. Well, it's not just England, because the whole map is basically an upside down UK, with the very bottom where your character is from is basically Scotland.
So
yeah, it's basically the UK. Is like I said, I've been waiting for something like this for a while.
So the fantasy maps to Lord of the Rings, Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, and Game of Thrones.
Pretty much.
All right, Muzi, what are your thoughts on it?
I'm just glad we finally at least know what they're doing.
I think everyone was a little nervous when Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee were announced instead of Gen 8.
Yeah. And people were kind of reserved on like the art style of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee because it was very plasticky looking.
Mm.
But from what I can tell from this one, they kind of changed like the shading style for it.
They went back to the Sun and Moon engine, I think.
No. They improved upon it.
Okay.
They improved upon it, and actually the models now look like they're coming out of the anime.
Okay.
A little bit.
So we're getting closer to sort of like blend the two worlds together.
Yes. And can I quickly go on a little bit of a complaint tangent?
Sure, but as long as it doesn't cover the Pokemon.
It's not covering the Pokemon. Well, it's covering the models.
Okay, as long as you're not... We'll get into the Pokemon a bit detailed, but I'll let you go over it.
Okay, so Clemps. Do you know Clemps?
Of course I know Mr. Clemps.
Did you see his latest video on the Pokemon models?
No, I have not.
He was... On Twitter, he was complaining about that they were using the models from Sun and Moon for this game.
Okay.
And he was his video was going to be him complaining about using 3D models for Pokemon games, and I was just going, "Oh, why?" I couldn't even stomach the video to listen through it all.
Well, I think that there is a bit of a nostalgic nostalgia to the 2D animations, especially if you grew up on the handheld systems.
Mm-hmm.
I, however, also had the luxury of having Pokemon Stadium and Stadium 2, so I did get 3D models at that time.
Yeah. I think what his complaint is that they're using the models from the 3DS game for the Switch game.
Which is a fair complaint.
However, people have actually looked at the amount of polygons in those Pokemon models from Sun and Moon.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually more polygons in those than Lightning from Final Fantasy XIII.
Wow.
They were just downsized and downscaled a little bit for the 3DS game.
Sure.
I can believe that.
They've been re-upscaled for the Switch. So the fact that Clemps was complaining about the 3D models kind of irked me after finding out about that info.
Let him. It's his opinion.
I know. It's just it felt like he was very uninformed about it.
And that can happen.
Yeah. So
Muzi, do you have any thoughts about what Radio's saying here?
I've just been comparing both of them. Pretty much what they've gone and done is they've taken the style from the Let's Go games and they've improved upon it. Essentially, if you look at them side by side, what they've done is they've added like dark outlines to each one, so it makes the Pokemon pop more.
So they don't look as plasticky. Let me see if I can pull up a model comparison while we're talking about this.
Side. Okay. There was actually a picture. I don't have it. It was a picture that showed them side by side.
Okay. Aside from that, why don't we talk about the starters then? In the meantime,
yes,
we have the grass type Grookey, the fire bunny, the fire Scorcher bunny, and then the water type. What is the water type? That's the only one I have to...
Sobble.
Sobble. That's the only one that I have not fully memorized yet. Sobble.
Sobble's so cute!
Okay.
There's already a faction on the internet who said if you ever hurt Sobble, they're...
it will kill you.
And I just pulled up a picture of the comparison of the models.
Okay, yeah, it definitely looks like the shading's better on Gen 8 than it is on Let's Go.
Yeah, because it looks really plasticky on Let's Go.
I think it's just really bright. Like there's no shading, there's no difference between the head, the face, and the arms of his body. So I think that would be the main difference.
Yeah.
So shading is different, and yeah, I could see where Mr. Clemps could make that, but I think that Gen 8 is still looking better than Let's Go or Gen 7.
Oh God, yeah.
Okay. So Akari, what do you think? Who is your tentative starter for Gen 8, based on the first form alone?
That's too easy. Sobble.
Okay.
You're going Sobble?
I gotta start with my signature element. I gotta start with the water types.
All right.
And I love it. Just looks so innocent and adorable. And of course, probably when we down the line when we learn what their evolutions are going to be, it's probably going to be looking something pretty cool.
And once again, we are in the perpetual state of Scorbunny, whether or not it's being a firefighting type.
It better not be firefighting, or I'm not going to use the damn thing.
I think everyone is in that.
I don't care if it's firefighting because we haven't had that in a while.
It's been 2 generations since we've had a firefighting.
It has been, but I think aside from Incineroar being a wrestler, which I think it gives it a free pass.
Yeah.
Delphox was not that good, at least compared to the other two.
It was a fire psychic.
If anything, Greninja literally stole the show.
Yeah, because no one even remembers Chestnut half the time, even though he had like a good alternate ability.
Mm-hmm.
If I had a prediction for Scorch Bunny, it'd probably be like Fire Steel.
Fire Steel would be interesting. I'm personally hoping for Fire Fairy.
I'm thinking either Fire Fairy or possibly even Fire Electric.
Fire Electric?
Like
How would that work?
Like Rotom Heat.
Probably because it has like think of it like the Flash combined with like Starfire, Akari. So something like that.
What do you think about that?
I don't know.
I think Sobble has the makings of Water Ghost.
I'm thinking either Water Ghost or Water Psychic.
Hmm.
Ooh.
I'd rather it be Water Ghost, though, because it's just different.
Water Ghost makes more sense because the fact is, I love how it comes out of the water in the trailer, like invisible.
That's more off the fact that it's based off a chameleon.
I'm calling it right now.
Yeah?
Sobble's evolution is going to be the Loch Ness Monster. I don't care that we already have Loch Ness.
Oh, that'd be cool!
It needs to be the Loch Ness Monster.
I'm pretty sure there's...
What's Groki gonna be? King Kong?
Now that's the question.
Because the thing is, the way it holds its stick when it pulls it out and it drums on stuff, it's either going to become like a drumming type Pokemon, or that stick is going to become a staff and we're going to get Sun Wukong.
But we already had that in the form of Infernape.
I know, but...
So I should like Grookey. I should, because I think there's a lot of potential design choices there. But I don't think... I just need to see it. I'm not seeing the direction for it from Game Freak.
I'm thinking its subtype is either going to be rock, ground, or fighting.
Well, I mean, we'll have to wait and see from the official release. I don't think... I can't predict either Grookey's or Scorch Bunny's evolution.
Yeah.
What about you, Muzi? What starter do you like of the three?
I generally end up going starter just to get a feel for the game.
You're breaking up. What are you saying?
I generally end up going with the water starter first.
Okay.
Rado? Now, this is actually been a very big issue for me, because usually I go for the water starter on all my first attempts at a Pokemon, at a new gen. Scorbunny is making it really hard for me.
Really?
Yeah, I'm probably one of the few that's not impressed with Scorbunny, to be honest. I'm sorry.
It's just adorable.
And I'm sure the ways of fan art have nothing to do with that.
It might have been a bit of an influence. But, yeah, the thing is, I'm going to be reserved about it until I see their final evolution, and which version I pick is going to be depending on what the legendaries on the box end up looking like.
Well, we also know nothing about the version exclusives, which Pokemon they're bringing back, and what Pokemon are going to be native.
We've seen quite a few Pokemon coming back.
Yeah.
And from quite a few different generations as well. So there's kind of a mix and match.
Well, I mean, I don't think we're going to have a Generation 5 again. I don't think we're going to have a Generation 5 for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
maybe for the 10th generation.
We'll see.
do a reset every 5 generations.
Does anyone else have any thoughts in terms of the trailer, in terms of things that they caught? I'm generally holding a lot of that back until I see more Pokemon or more
Yeah, a lot of
story
people are just having fun, like, theorizing with the trailer, since we only have so much information.
Yeah, like, I'm looking... I did watch Game Explains up to an hour-long videos discussing those 2-minute trailers and the map.
I think that's a bit absurd.
And I'm going to say this right now. I'm going to call it right now for the enemy team. They're going to be wearing top hats and have monocles and have canes.
No, some of them have to have kilts.
That too.
I mean, I actually...
Okay, all four of those.
I will say that. I will comment about that. If they do bring back the outfit customization, this will be the first time the boys get to wear skirts.
Kapadar Morito Yalari.
And since you mentioned that, Akari,
The memes.
oh
Yes,
Oh my god, the
Lord,
memes.
the amount of memes revolving. I'm tentatively calling her a shield lass,
Shield Lass,
shield
yeah.
lass, shield gal, because she is just an alcoholic, raging drunk, full of piss and vinegar,
Yeah.
and the internet is just going ham with it. I haven't seen this much fun since the announcement. Since Meridius or Meridius, the Brave Princess.
Yeah. I just got 30 Pokeballs at the mart, and the guy asked, "Do you want a bag?" Obviously I do, you fucking reprobate. I ain't no fucking octillery.
So yeah, apparently people have been. Apparently we're finding out who has the ancestry because they're making the memes of her just going at it.
I saw one picture of her just like with a glass of like a wine in one hand and then chugging
The bottle in the other.
yeah.
Like,
And I'm like, God, I relate to this gal on a spiritual level.
a lot of people are apparently. All right.
And I'm officially calling it. She is going to be the sassy for the rest of the series.
Well, I mean, that's how people are going to envision her.
And she better be like this in the goddamn manga.
I mean, we will see.
Depends.
All right. I think we've covered everything up so
Yes, we
far.
have.
What's up on the channel, Rado?
Alright, so this is coming up on Sunday. Tuesday will be the last Dark Souls episode for a while. We're kind of putting that Let's Play on hiatus just to kind of rest and relax because a lot of salt, a lot of
Emotions.
emotions. We kind of need a defrag from that one for the most part. So I will put an update video on Thursday, kind of going into a little bit more detail about this, not much. But after that, we're going to take a week-long break from uploading stuff just so I can start editing videos for the next Let's Play, which will be Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yay!
Mm-hmm. Akari, you will be joining us when we go back to Dark Souls, correct?
Oh, yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, because where we're leaving off, it will be the final DLC, and I've got some bones to pick with that one.
I'm sure we'll have some very interesting commentary for that. Beyond Kingdom Hearts 2, we are really just waiting on King of Cards to come out.
You're gonna have to wait a little longer for that, laddie.
Aside from that, I think we're probably trying to decide between a couple of different ideas. The one that's currently up in the air the best is a co-op campaign of Super Mario Odyssey.
That's like the one relaxing Let's Play we're thinking about doing, like on the side next to like Kingdom Hearts 2.
We're still working out the details for it, but we're pretty sure that's going to be the next one, more or less.
Yeah, the next major long one is the one after Kingdom Hearts 2, which is Birth by Sleep.
Birth by Sleep. Aside from that, after we're finished with the Soul series, we might be taking our hands at the world of Tales of.
Yeah, we might take a look at either Tales of Vesperia again, if you remember that stuff from our channel, or we're going to take a look at Tales of Berseria. Either way, it'll be interesting.
Alright. So with that, we're done with the podcast. Let's go ahead and get a sign-off.
Alright?
Yep.
This is Rado.
This is Akari.
This is Moosey.
And this is Leo Forge, signing off for the Stardust Hunters. Have a good day, guys.
Catch you later.